What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can leverage Smartlead with a team of SDRs, a large sales team, all working together inside Smartlead. And if you pause the screen over here, you can obviously see some of the automations that I have in mind for such a thing. But what we're going to be focusing on is this bottom section over here, which is going to help us receive notifications for our um, email replies and then assign them to our different SDRs in a round robin fashion. And obviously, the logic for this can vary. You can assign them based on the time zones, you can assign them based on the 30-day history, who's gotten the most positive replies assigned to them, assign it to the least person, that type of thing. You can also assign it based on performance. So if someone is responding to the leads the fastest, you can track that performance and then assign it accordingly. And then finally, we've got syncing the smart lead categories with the CRM. That's something we might do. It depends on how long it takes us to get this first section done, because we do only have 60 minutes over here. Okay, so to get started, I've just created a quick automation over here. This basically logs into our Smartlead account. So this is the URL endpoint. We've got the email, the password, and the password is coming from this data record over here, which is basically just Smartlead login. I don't want to put my password like out there for people to see. And then finally, the first automation that we've just created is a Smartlead team member login, and how we create that. So we've got all these team members over here. In fact, might as well just mark as deactivate. Actually, we'll just leave that. When we inspect the element and we go over to the network, when we click invite member, we're able to add information, right? So we can add all of this information. Let's put uh, Sophie as this person over here, and then Sophie Sophie M. I can't think of a last name. And then we'll grab the password to just be the same as the email address, and then we'll save it. When we do this, we're going to get new information over here. This is going to include the header with the URL that you've just seen over there. It's also going to include the payload that we can simply copy and then paste inside the automation over here. And we've just put in some brief information. Jackie Chan is the new team member. Jackie at Afonto, same password. And when we navigate back to the team members section and we refresh the page, this is all we've got. And we're going to run this automation over here, which actually, let's just do it like this, which is going to add Jackie Chan to our list of team members. Boom. And so that is the first thing that you want to automate, a way to add your team members into your Smartlead account. And the reason why we're doing it like this, by the way, is because there's no documentation to add users. And in fact, this is it. This is the first automation. I'm going to call this add users to Smartlead. And by the way, I release all of these automations, like not all of them, but like most of them on afonto.com/automations. And they all have like detailed instructions on how to set them up, etc. But something that I've been running into is that like it takes a lot of time to come up with these instructions and make it perfect for every single person who's going to touch it. And so if you guys want like just a section over here with just a bunch of blueprints, no instructions, no nothing, simply leave a comment down below, because otherwise it's going to take me some time to come up with the instructions and all that type of stuff. So this is the first one, add team members to Smartlead. We might as well just duplicate it so that we can create remove users from Smartlead. And so this is going to be when you are offboarding an SDR or something like that, and you have an offboarding process, that type of thing, and you basically just want to remove the access to Smartlead. Um, and so how we would do that again? Same thing, inspect element. We just want to go ahead and go back to the network. We want to mark as deactivate. And then GraphQL, grab this URL endpoint. I'm kind of sad that I don't get to like delete them because I've got Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Sophie, all these people who I don't know inside my account, but who cares? Okay, so we do that. We add this URL endpoint. Everything stays the same, authorization bearer, all that stuff. And then the team member, so the payload, view source, and then boom, we get that and we paste it here. And so like this is just an example um of an automation, but it's like, you actually do it like this? No, you would have things happening in the middle over here, that are perhaps searching your team member IDs and all of that stuff. And we're actually going to get into that in a second. Okay, so operation name remove. Da, da, da. We basically just need the ID of the team member. So let's go ahead and remove Sophie as well. So we're going to click on. Oh, we can't. Um, So maybe we need to inspect element. Like you would actually have wanted to add, you would actually have wanted to add this information beforehand as opposed to doing it like this. But this is Sophie's ID essentially, right? And so we're gonna go ahead and put Sophie's ID and then remove her from the account. So she's deactivated now. So just like that. So this is the first section, how to work with your team. So now that we've got all of this information, we want to create a table, right? So Smartlead from team for teams. And then we want to put as the full name, initial password, maybe password, right? Because that's something that we do need to set up. And then email. So like you can actually like automate this, and you might not even want to do it in Google Sheets. If you have any HR software or anything of that nature, you might want to have similar structure inside your HR software. So like the way that you onboard your employee, are you automating a way to add them to a Slack channel? Are you automating any onboarding training materials, anything of that nature? To initiate that, you're probably using some sort of automation with some sort of tool, and you might be able to just add some custom fields such as these. And so you want to add Smart Lead ID, and so we've added Smart Lead ID. The next thing you want to add um, is Smart Lead access, right? So like, are they a full member? Are they whatever? Um, and then Smart Lead status, right? So are they deactivated? Are they inactive? All that type of stuff, right? Smart Lead status. And then you want to start tracking some analytics, right? So the analytics are going to look something like positive replies last 30 days. Positive reply assigned. Honestly, just assigned leads. So we'll just do assigned leads last 30 days, right? And then you want to also track time zone. Time zone. You might also want to track work hours, right? Break time. Like you would actually not even track work hours like this, like in this type of manner. You would track it in a different sheet, probably, right? Where every single one of your employees, let me show you. So this is sheet 2. This is going to be the work hours, and you've got the full name. So full name, and then you've got, so full name, you've got time zone. In fact, is there a way? So Google Sheet time zone template, team members. Honestly, something like this, but more like this, right? You actually want something like that. Time scheduling template, employee shift. So do these guys let you download it for free? Much easier way. Okay, let me find this thing. Okay, well this kind of looks like what I'm talking about, which is right here. And there's a bunch of different ones that they've got, right, where you can actually see project schedule. Like, yeah, these are not it, but this one is what I have in mind. So let's actually get this. So Google Sheets, that is perfect. Disclaimer. All right, I'm gonna make a copy. Do I need to make a copy though? Let's be honest. I could just copy it. So work week beginning, manager, department. Fine, I'll make a copy. I'll just copy it. So let's go ahead and just download it like this. All right. So we've got a work schedule, which we can format, merge cells horizontally. But we also want to do this, want to do this, and then we want to do this. And then that's good. And so honestly, like, what do you want? What are your goals? Like, do you want to, when we go back to this, right? 30-day history, time zones, right? Like you can track how many you're giving them. So let's go out of this. Shout out to these guys at smartsheet.com. That's where I got it from. So positive replies by date and SDR. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to figure out like how you want to put this. Like, you could put all of these different sheets with different dates. You can make this a dynamic thing where it could be like last 7 days, it could be like last 30 days, but the idea is the same, right? Um, total. Honestly, we don't even need the manager. So let's delete that. We don't need the department. We just get the employee name, SDR name, SDR name. Let us also uh, my mistake. Let's control Z. Let's get Smartlead ID. Smartlead ID. To be honest, none of this stuff matters. The only thing that matters, the only thing that matters is being able to easily get this stuff in, like, so this doesn't even matter either. We need to get the data in. Actually, we can do a search rows. So this is fine then. This is fine then. This was the date. Yeah, this is just not the right structure. So total. You don't want to do it in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You want to do it like 7 days ago. 7 days ago. 6 days ago. Is this the right approach? Actually, technically, yeah. Honestly, technically not. We're gonna do last 30 days, last 15 days, right? So last 15 days, and then we're gonna do last 7 days. So last 14 days, last. And then maybe you might even want to have a multiplier. That's actually, yeah, I don't even think it matters, like last 7 days, last whatever. I think that's all you need, right? And what I'm thinking, so this person got 5 positive replies. Smartlead ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom, boom. Last 30 days, they got 50. These do not need to be like this. So these are formatted incorrectly. So they got 50, and they got 8, and then they got 0. They've been out of office. Right? And then we've got another dude over here. David, we're going to call this Jackie, right? So Jackie with the ID. Jackie in the last 7 days got 0. Oh, sorry, in the last 7 days got 15. In the last 14 days, they got 15, meaning they were not actually working for a long enough time. They were just working in the previous 14 days. And then in the last 7 days, they got 7. So this person, this person over here got more in the past 30 days than Jackie over here. But it's like Jackie's the new employee and this person is out of office or something of that nature. So I might actually just change this from simple logic to defined logic because this is going to depend on your organization. Who do you give the lead to? Like now, David is back. He's ready to start taking some leads. But Jackie's also working. But Jackie's got 7 in the past 7 days. So should we give more to David? We need to give David something, right? Because what is he going to do? He's going to, maybe he works his old leads. Anyways, that is up to you, but this is the basic structure. You might want to add a multiplier or something of that nature to determine who gets what. But we're going to move on. I think that's fine. All right. So, full name, email, assign leads. So, we don't even want to have this here, or the time zone, the work hours. Well, technically, we can probably have the time zone over here. Status. Team. I like how they've got this set up. So maybe we just grab this. So boom. And this is going to be availability. Right? And then this is going to be available. Right? Available. And then it's really up to the business. Like, do you want to track the availability on a moment's notice? Maybe you can sync this availability with their Slack status. And so if they mark themselves as busy inside Slack, you do that. Another way you can track the availability is by tracking their Google Calendar. And so if you have access to every single one of their calendars, you're able to know when they're available and when they're not. And this is really just like assigning positive replies. And the availability can also go across time zones. So that does kind of solve it. So it's really just determining like what is available and what is not available. Okay, so there we go. I think that's good. Ba 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 ba. So time zone. I think. I mean, honestly, I think you can actually put that. So time zone, location, whatever. So work hours. We'll delete this. All right. So back to this. In order for us to assign leads to SDRs, they must be in Smartlead, right? So if they're in Smartlead, we can assign them. And then two, the round robin, we have defined the logic. We've created a database that we can analyze their time zone slash availability, and then we're tracking their 30-day history, and we can actually get into that. So now it's where we start to create the next automation. So we go to afonto.com/automations. We're going to get notification for replies, and we're going to get the simplest one. These first two are for agencies. If you're not an agency, you would use this one. So we're going to download this over here. We're going to get out of this over here, create new scenario, and then import blueprint. And it's going to be the simplest one. Boom. And so this is basically just going to send it over to our Slack channel. And on that point, we might want to have Slack channel ID. All right, so we've got the Slack channel ID, so we can actually redirect this to a channel. So we just put channel, and then the channel, we choose that. So A, B, C, D. Right? Cool. And we're going to remove the Gmail module to keep it simple. I do like this. So let's add a module. Let's delete this router. And then let's do that. By the way, what I just did there did not preserve the filter that we previously had. That was the reason I did it like that. But I think Make might have changed something, or I did something wrong. Anyways, this is a simple notification for email replies. When a reply comes through from Smartlead, in fact, we can go here, create a webhook. So add webhook. And then from here, we can choose a sample webhook. And then the webhook is going to have this webhook URL, which we're going to set up over here. Add a brand new hook. Okay, there you go. So delete. Boom. Copy the URL of this webhook. Go over here. If you're not an agency, if you're an agency, you definitely should do it as a client. But if you're not an agency, your campaigns are not going to be assigned to any clients. Therefore, you could just assign it to a user. I would not do campaign because that overly complicates it. Okay, so many ways to do this. When an email is replied to, you can for me, I like to do the lead category updated, and I like to get notified whenever it's updated to any of these positive interests. But if you have a large team of SDRs and their whole entire job is to reply to emails, I would assume maybe you want to help these SDRs. You want to make them work on out of office, wrong person, any of these other ones, right? So maybe we could just do email reply, because if someone is but just keep that in mind. Like if you're not a big team, I prefer lead category updated, and then you can leverage Smartlead's automatic lead category updating things. So we'll just do this for now. Send a test webhook. Run this module only. All right, we've got the data. Damn, this is being really slow right now. Okay, I'm gonna unlink this. Yeah, this is being extremely slow. There you go. Okay, so we send a test webhook. Should pop up over here any second now. Any second now. Pretty sure I've already saved it. All right, let me come back. Yeah, Mick does not like me. It seems to be acting up. Anyways, it seems to have shown some existing data. So I clicked on that. Let me send another test webhook. um, if this does not work, we'll just move on and just continue the automation build out. Yeah, like you see, like it's just being really weird. So yeah, we'll just keep building, and then we will continue when Make wants to work with us. So the next thing you want to do is you want to basically grab your user data from your account. So it seems to have worked, but as you can see, like it's loading really slow. So what we want to find is we basically want to search this sheet over here. So let's actually give this a name. So SDR replies, rest SDR assignments, assigned, and then we're gonna call this assigned replies by date and SDR by SDR. And then cool. So we go to the automation. It seems to have worked, so we can start to leverage that data. So next thing we want to do, we want to add a sheets module. And so this sheets module is going to search for the rows, just the rows. And inside here, we're going to be searching for the smart lead for teams, Fonto. Do I want to separate these things? Probably not. I think I'm going to actually have all of this stuff inside the other sheets document so that you guys can easily find everything that you need. So sheets name is going to be the other one. Yeah, this is not good for one of these type of building automation live videos. It should just not be like that. Okay, so the only thing I'm concerned about is what is it going to return? SDR assignment. I should be more clear, right? With what I need. I need I need the SDR. Smartlead ID. Hmm. Right. Um. Fine. We're gonna do it like that. As I did mention, I don't love sheets for this. I prefer like a dedicated tool for it for something like this. Wait, was it B or C? It was C. So we're gonna do C exists. Are we able to do? Yeah, we are. And C numeric operator. So this has to be a numeric operator greater than 0. So what this is gonna do is check for C, but it's going to avoid anything that does not have a number. So smart lead ID, anything else, like we're going to avoid all of that information. So we should get 2 results back, and boom. So we've got Jackie, we've got Dennis, we've got their ID. And so now we've got all of that stuff mapped, right? And if this was to have worked well, which I think it is going to work now, let's have all of this actually. So use existing data. We go from the webhook. We go from here. So a reply comes through, right? As you can see with this reply, we've got all of this information. We've got the reply message. We've got the to email. Um, right? We've got all of this information. What we need to do now is basically assign a user to the lead. And there's many ways you can do this. The first thing you want to make sure is that they're available. And you probably want to have a filter for that because we don't even want to see them if they're not available. H. Yeah, this is why I don't love Google Sheets, because when you add a sheet, when you add a column or something of that nature, um, you're going to run into some challenges. Okay, but this is the thing. So we've got all of the available SDRs at the present moment, and so you want to also have another automation running in the background over here that updates this to not available, available, etc. And this is where the logic comes into play. It's like, what logic are you going to use to determine who gets the leads? That's up to y'all, man. I don't know. That would be up to y'all. Like you would actually have to you would have to you would have to draft up scenarios, like actually like write up like this is happening, or honestly, let's figure this out. How round robin for rules to assign leads. Like what are some lead assignment guide, right? Like Salesforce got a guide over here. What is round robin? Oh, that's it. Just follow one of these guides. Like you don't even have to think about it. Just be like, all right, which of these work best for us, and then just follow whatever these dudes are telling you, because this is the way to go. So for now, I'm gonna put a random module, which is gonna be AI. So ChatGPT, OpenAI, we're just gonna have this here. But like it doesn't have to be. Like if depending on what you're using, you could just create a formula. But if you're not technical, then this is gonna be it. And then from here, you want to notify the agency. You also want to send this over to the correct channel, right? And we should probably have this somewhere. And I will modify the sheet to work better. So you want to send that to a specific channel that the SDR is going to actually like respond to. And then you want to add a router. And in this router, you're going to in this router, oh, this is where you're going to assign the lead. So back to the master inbox. We are here now. Or does the Smartlead API have a way to assign leads to the users? No, we already searched for this. So user, yeah, there's no way to do that. So we go back to the inbox, right? We go back here, do inspect element, right? Inspect element, cool, cool, cool. Network, and then from here, we assign it to somebody. So assign to Bruce Lee. And a bunch of things just happened. So we basically just have to read these docs to determine what happened. Actually, this is it. We don't need to look any further. This is it. So boom, boom, boom. At this point, we're gonna do a few things. We're gonna go to that previous automation that we created, which helped us log in. So it was called for Teams. Right? And then we're going to grab all of this information and then we're going to paste it here. So we created this automation at the beginning of the video for anyone who's skipped around. Cool. So we got the data store. This data store is going to find our Smartlead login. We're going to use the Smartlead auth URL with the email, the password to essentially log in and get the token. And then using that token, we're going to use a URL endpoint. In this particular case, we've got this URL endpoint over here, which is going to go in over here. We're going to use the bearer over here. And then the content, so the payload, we're basically going to just copy this and paste it inside this section over here. So this is going to be assign lead member. Boom. I want to shorten it. Assign lead to whatever. It doesn't matter if it's SDR or team member. And then from here, the variables, what is this? 5, 8. So this is the lead map. This is not the user ID. This is the lead map. Okay, so we basically need to get the lead map ID. This is fake data, so this is not how a lead map should actually look. So we're gonna do something else here. We're gonna save, go back to the webhook, and we're gonna switch this from an email reply to a lead category updated, right? And then we're going to, one sec. I just assigned it to a client. So I assigned it to a client over here. And then we've got the lead category updated, and the lead category is information request, interested, meeting request. We're going to change the lead category to wrong person. Boom. And then we should just add it, right? And then go back over here. And so now, based on this information, when we go to this right here and we click run this module only, and we switch this to wrong person, this should trigger a webhook event because it's assigned to a client. This is assigned to a client, right? Right, I do have the filter for just me over here. Mm, come on, Make. You're being annoying. Come on, Make. You're being annoying. I mean, I don't see any reason why this would not be working. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back. Well, never mind, because right as I stand up to go, it comes right back. So, anyways, we're good now. Boom, the right person. And so, if you recall, the lead map should not actually. This is what the actual lead map looks like, not the way that they had shown it. So we want to basically do an equal. Yeah, because there's no other equal signs anywhere. That's the only time an equal pops up. So ID, we want to use the parse index of, and then you want to plop the ID over here. So the lead map ID, where's the lead map? Lead map. It was an app URL, right? That's what it was called. So app URL, and then we put an equal sign. That's not an equal sign. We put an equal sign. So this is going to get the index of, and then we want to use this over here, which is going to get a substring of the app URL. Substring of the app URL. And then we want to add this by 1 because the way that these substrings work is like that. So we want to add +1, +1, and then we want to do a length, and then close this. And so the length is going to be the length of the app URL. And then team member, so the ID, that is going to come from the row, so the actual ID over here. Boom. And that's about it. So let's look back at the doc. We've figured out how to assign leads to SDRs. We figured out how to add add our SDRs to Smartlead. We've determined round robin how we can actually do this. You're gonna have to do this um, in your own time because there's a lot of ways that it can actually happen, and it's very different depending on your needs. And then we've determined how to set the availability for each of our individual SDRs. This is the simple thing. It's just available, not available. You can sync it to your Stripe, to your Slack channels. You can sync it to your SDRs calendars. You can also, yeah, you want to have it be real time where they can easily go unavailable and not be penalized for that. Um, this is another thing that we used to do at TopTel that I think is actually going to be useful. So insert to the left. So you want to have this is what I was wondering, like, what is the formula? Like, this is one of the formulas that you can use. Honestly, we don't even want to make it like super complex. Just be like availability time last 30 days. So what this means is that availability last 30 days, 65 4 hours. You want to put this as 80 hours. So like this is going to be one of those multipliers that you can leverage, right? So if someone is available, you want to track how long they're available. And then if they become unavailable, you want to stop tracking that. And like there's many ways to do that. Not going to get into it. But you can track how long someone has been available for based on those unavailable times and things like that. And then based on that, now it helps us answer who should we give the leads to. So if David over here has been available for 64 hours in the past 30 days, but this dude over here has been available for 80 hours, it still doesn't have the full picture. Like you still need some more variables, and that's where something like this would come into play. Read one of these docs to figure out like what, because it's not the full picture, right? Like just this and this does not determine who gets the lead. So it's just a formula. Okay, so now let's analyze this again. So they're in Smartlead. We've got the round robin, we've got the availability, we've got the 30-day history, and actually the 30-day history of assigned and availability. So we've got that tracked. Categories and sync. Oh, that's the easy part. Like this one is actually. By the way, let me just get to it so that I don't forget. And then we're gonna do a demo to finalize this. Um, I created this, so it's actually called updates, right? So updates to a sync. So this is it. When something happens inside HubSpot, so you want to basically use a watch CRM objects thing. So when a CRM object is updated slash modified, and then you want to choose which object to track, make an update inside Smartlead. And obviously there's no URL, there's no nothing, but it can be as literally as simple as this, right? So when something happens here, you make us an update here. When something happens inside Smartlead, you leverage the webhooks, right? So you can create a webhook that tells you the lead category is updated to literally any of these. And then you want to basically use this to find the contacts. So the contact ID is going to be wrong here. So you might actually want to add another module over here, which is HubSpot. You want to search for, you want to do a search CRM objects. And then the CRM objects is going to be the contacts. You basically want to use the contacts, right? And you want to search for all the contacts that have the same email, which I'm pretty sure it's literally going to be just one person. So you want to put Noel at afonto.com, and then you want to basically run this, find that lead. So it's going to output one lead over here, and there's going to be a bunch of properties which you can actually add in this section over here, like what do you want to get outputted. Like you can choose the different output properties. We didn't choose anything, so it's going to come with little things. And then you want to assign it to a specific smart lead client, assign it to a specific smart lead campaign, etc., and etc. And so that's how you do a quick two-way sync. And in fact, I'm gonna save this. So search for contact. Boom. So that's it. That's it. So we've covered how to create a two-way sync with the categories. And then by the way, yeah, don't even complicate it, to be honest. I was gonna offer some suggestions, but like just don't do it. To add 1 second, just navigate over to your properties section over here, and you want to basically update the, what is that one called? So it's called wait, what were we doing a second ago? We were, oh, right. Categories. So you basically want to add the lead categories, and you want to just match them to your smart lead categories. And like this is what I've got over here. Um the lead categories are in this section over here. How you find out like what the IDs are, because like we've got 1 2 3 4 and then 6 4 7 6 4 8, whatever. You actually do that using this automation over here. So category fetch lead categories. And so you basically just need to run this over here. It's going to output a response that looks something like this with all of the different IDs. So 1 2 3 4 5. And if you have custom IDs, that's where it goes from the simple 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like this to 6 4 to whatever, to different numbers, like large numbers and things like that. So boom, there you go. That's how you set up the final section over here. Rapid fire, like super simple to do. Now let's go ahead and finish this video with a quick demo, quick walkthrough of how this works. So I'm gonna search for the rows. If we recall, one of the users, shoot, um, one of the users was called, all right, we've got Bruce Lee over here. So let's inspect element. Let's edit. Let's go to network. Let's call Bruce Lee, and then just honestly just save. Let's find out Bruce Lee's ID. So Bruce Lee's ID is this. We go over here. Um, we're just gonna add Bruce Lee here. So Bruce Lee. Ah, shoot. Okay, fine. Bruce Lee, and then we grab his ID. Where's his ID again? Uh, team members ID over here. Amazing. We plop it in here. And then if you recall, it only checks for anything that has things, and it's if it's also available. Cool. So we've got a basic framework, basic setup over here. We go to run this. So when we actually run this module, it should return just one contact, and that should be Bruce Lee, unless I did something else wrong, which I probably did. 1 second. Okay, so we should be good to go. I'm gonna unlink this ChatGPT module because it has nothing at the moment. Let's connect these two together. Boom, boom, boom. And then let's go ahead and run it from scratch. Let's also unlink this agency notification. All we want to see is the fact that it is being assigned to the correct person. So wait for new data. We go into the master inbox. We remove the assignment We remove the category, and by the way, I'm not gonna get time. We're basically done. Actually, you know